Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel or my TikTok channel. My name is Tebalo or Emily, and I am South African living in South Korea with my 2 children. The reason why I'm here today is because a few of you have been asking in my inboxes, and I'm sorry it took this long to record a video about the process of bringing my kids to South Korea. So I'm going to start with the documentations that you need in South Africa to apply for an F3 visa. I will be talking about an F3 visa because this is the route I took. There are other options, but I am not going to lie, I don't know more about those options. So I'm just going to focus on the F3 visa. So grab a pen, grab a paper, and let's jot down some notes. Dear, if you are feeling frustrated and confused and you don't know where to go and what to do, you are not alone. I myself had to figure it out by myself on what documents are necessary and what documents are not necessary. I ended up doing so many other documents that were unnecessary, but anyway, we are here. So the first place where you go when you are going to apply for a visa would be the Korean embassy in South African side. So you go to that one, and you would go to the drop down box on the right, and you are going to go to the visa issuance and then go to notices and go to F3 visa. Right, this is where you'll find the information and the documents that you will require to bring your children in South Korea, as well as the application forms that you will require so that you can download them from there. First thing is first would be the passport of the child. Of course, the passport would be 6 months valid. Second thing that you would need would be the passport photos. When it comes to passport photos, my advice would be print as many as possible, 5, because you will use them when you're applying for a visa as well as for an ARC when you are in South Korea. And then next we would have a copy of the child's passport. The application fee for now, it is 720 for 90 days and less, and 1080 for more than 90 days if your child is staying for more than 90 days, which I assume they will be staying for more than 90 days. This one I would suggest that you keep checking on the site because it's something that is subject to change. Next would be the TB X-ray report that you did for yourself when you were moving to South Korea. So you are going to need this if your child is 6 and above. If your child is younger than that, then you won't need this. And while we are discussing age, I think the best age for you to bring your child is when they are younger, because then there's not a lot of admin that you have to go through when it comes to the documentations that they need. However, okay, I won't dwell on that. But anyway, if they are younger than 6 years, you don't need a TB X-ray. But if they are above the age of 6 years old, you would have to get an X-ray. And of course, on the site, they are listed hospitals that are eligible for the X-rays and that they work with the embassy, of course. So you would have to use one of those hospitals, just like you did when you were applying for your own visa. And then here's another one, the invitation letter. So an invitation letter is a letter that you write inviting someone to the country. This one you will fill in, which means that you will fill it in and you will attach your passport as well as your ARC, which are other documents that you will need, that you need to consider. This should be an original copy and not a photocopy copied, if that makes sense. Anyway, invitation letter from you inviting your child to South Korea. There's a form for that. You download that and you fill it in and you attach your ARC as well as your passport. Done. guarantee letter. The original guarantee letter is something that has to be filled in by someone that is Korean. It cannot be you. It has to be your boss. They suggest that it should be your boss, your director, someone that owns the school, someone that is Korean, and they have to fill it in. And the guarantee letter is a letter saying that if something goes wrong and these people are unable to leave the country, I, the guarantor, will be eligible, or will be, is it eligible? Will be providing support to them to fly back to their country. So you need to ask your director or your principal to fill in the form, as well as attach their passport to that document. So those are the documents that you need. So like I said earlier on, if your child is younger than the age of 6 years old, it's much better to bring them then, because you would not need a school letter. So when you go to the site, they will not indicate that you need a school letter. But when you go to the embassy and you are there to submit your forms, they will indicate that you need a school letter. I saw this from a girl that posted a TikTok video about the same process. So she indicated there that you need a school letter. If your child is 6 years and above, or if your child is attending school, then you need a school letter that says that this child is attending school, she's in this grade, blah blah blah, school stamp, signature of the principal. So for my son, I just say he's not attending school. Well, he was in creche, so I didn't say he's attending school. I didn't need that for him. But for my daughter, I had to go through fire and things to get the school letter. So the school letter is something that's not indicated in the list of things that are required, but this is one thing that you will need when you are applying for the documents. So I'm going to end the video here so that there's no confusion. For TikTok, I'm just going to post this part. But for YouTube, I'm going to continue and put a second part where I'm going to attach the documents that you need for an ARC. For TikTok, there will be a second part video. So those are the documents that you need when you are traveling, when you are going to apply for a visa. However, if you are traveling with the child by yourself, you are going to need consent from your partner, whether you're the father or you're the mother taking the child out of the country. When you get to OR Tambo, there will be a place where they are going to say, okay Sisi, okay Booty, we understand that you are flying abroad, but hey, does the other partner or the other parent know? This is where you go to Home Affairs and you have to fill in a consent form where you and your partner both sign that we are taking one of you is taking the kids out on this date until this date, and that consent form is valid for 6 months. So you can use it anytime within the period of the 6 months. And then the thing is, when you're going to do this, you're going to need both your ID copies, as well as the children or child's birth certificate. So you attach that to the consent form, you fill it in. You can find it online if you don't want to get the form from the Home Affairs and wait, and then you get it online, you fill it in. When you go there, you just submit it, and then they will stamp it, and then that will be the approval that the child is allowed to leave the country. I'm not sure if you need to do this if you're traveling as a couple, but I had to do this for sure because I was traveling alone with the kids. So that is another document you need to consider. Okay, so those are all the documents that you will need while you're in South Africa and you're trying to apply for a visa, as well as for consent for the child to leave South Africa. However, you will need more documents when you get to South Korea. For TikTok, I'm going to end the video here, and I will do a second part. But for YouTube, I'm just going to do one part one whole video. Okay, so these are the things that you will need once you are in South Korea. So when it comes to the ARC, once you are in South Korea, these are the things that you're going to need. And if you have any questions regarding this, you can call the number 1345. So 1345. Call that number and they will tell you more if you have any questions. These are the documents that you will need. Of course, you will have to do this within 90 days of the child's arrival. You book your appointment on K Korea. Yeah, on the site. I can't think of the name, but I'll try and write it down. And then what the documents that you will need are the child's passport, the copy of the passport, again, passport photos. You are going to need a fee of 30,000. This I would advise that you revert back to the site because it is subject to change, of course. Proof of residence. There are two types of proof of residence that you can give them. It is either the lease that you have with the person you're renting from, or it is the real estate. Of course, you would have to ask for these things from your school because these are things that your school does for you most of the time, unless otherwise. The application form, you can download it from K Korea also. And then you're going to need a copy of the ARC, your ARC, of course. And then if the child is 6 to 18 years old, of which this one I did for my 4-year-old as well. So you can also just, in case of being safe, just do it. A certificate of enrollment. So if your child is attending school, or where the child is attending school, they need a certificate that you have enrolled the child to a school, and they need the certificate stating the number of the school, where the school is, and so on and so forth. So a certificate of enrollment, you can ask that from the school your child is attending. For me, my children attend the school that I'm working in, so I asked my school for those things. That is another video for another day, but for today, thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, you know where to go. You can just type your questions in the comment section, or if it's TikTok, you can inbox me, but I'm here to answer your questions. And thank you so much. Bye guys.